on the proportions review worksheet together. Now, I'm calling it a worksheet because there is a worksheet that goes with it. However, to make it easy to complete and for me to grade, I've made it into a Canvas quiz where you would just put your answers in there. So, questions 1 through 4, you are figuring out if fractions are proportions or not. So we have 2/3 and 8/12. And in order to figure out if those are proportions, we're going to cross multiply. Okay, so we're going to cross multiply. And when we cross multiply, we discover that on one side we get a 24. We have 2 times 12. So we have 2 times 12, which is 24. And then on the other side, we have 3 times 8, which is also 24. So that's exactly what we needed to know, because since they are both 24 and that's an equal sign, that means, yes, these are proportional. Now, what if those two numbers were not the same? What if we cross multiply and get numbers that are different? Then it's not proportional. Make sense? Okay, then, so that's problems 1 through 4. Now, problems 5 through 10, you're solving proportions. So in those problems, you're also going to cross multiply, but this time, you're solving for the variable. So let's look at I'm going to skip down to number 7. The 7 is harder than 5 and 6. So if you can do 7, you can probably do 5 and 6. So for 7, it says b minus 4 over 2 equals 6 over 5. So we're going to cross multiply 5 times b minus 4. And then 2 times 6. When we cross multiply the 5 times the b minus 4, we have to distribute the 5. So we would end up with 5 times b, which is 5b, and 5 times negative 4, which is negative 20. And then over here we have 2 times 6, which is 12. Look, we got rid of our fractions. So now we're just solving our linear equation by adding the 20 to each side. That gives us 5b equals 32. And then we can divide both sides by 5. So we can either give our answer as 32/5. And let me write that in the way that you'll type it into Canvas. So you type it in as 35 slash, oh, it's 32. 32 slash 5. Or you can actually divide it in with your calculator and get a decimal. So 5 goes into 32 6 times, and we'll have 2 left over, so 2/5 is a 0.4. So either way that you type that into Canvas, it should correct it and give you the points for that problem. So there is how you do like 7, 8, 9, and 10. 9 and 10 are a little more complicated because you have to do the distribution stuff on both sides of the problem and move things from both sides. All right, we're going to go ahead and look at question 14. Just going to sketch a picture here. So number 14 has a couple of really weird shapes. So see if I can sort of sketch them. So this one, it has 44 length on that side, 11 here, 99 here, and 66 there. Then there's another smaller one that's also that same weird shape. Doesn't look the same, but bear with me. I'm just sketching it here. 9 and 6 on this side. Hopefully you can see that problem on your worksheet or in Canvas where you're doing this quiz. Okay, so what we need to do is match up the sides. We need to match up 2 sides that have actual numbers on them. So remember, you can go like longest side would go with the longest side. Like that, you can figure out how to match them up by doing that kind of thing, like matching up longest to longest or something like that. But when I was doing this problem, my drawing is a little bit harder to see with this. But what I did is I took this slanted piece because I felt like it probably went with this slanted piece, so I created a ratio out of that, 66/6. I used those to create one of my ratios because those go together. And then on the other side, on the other part of the problem, I need to find x. So which side over here do you think goes with x? Because it's so little. Probably the side that's 11. So since I did big triangle on top and little triangle on the bottom, I have to follow that same pattern. I'm going to have to go from big triangle on top to little triangle on the bottom, like that. And now I have a proportion I can cross multiply and solve for that. So you could probably finish this part on your own. But 66 times x, and then 6 times 11 is also 66. So then when we divide both sides by 6, we just get x equals 1. Okay, let's look at, I don't know, do you want to do, let's do 17, and then we'll do 19, or 20. If you guys would rather have 20 or 19, I'm just going to do one or the other. Okay, number 17 says a giraffe is 16 feet tall, casts a shadow that is 8 feet long. So 16 feet tall with an 8-foot shadow. I'm going to put those together in a ratio. Remember, these questions are directly off of this assignment, so I'm giving you 3 answers. Hopefully you're paying attention. And then find the height of the statue that casts a 9-foot shadow. So 8 was the shadow for the giraffe. We want to put the shadow for the statue so that it lines up. So since 8 was on the bottom of my fraction, I'm going to put 9 on the bottom of the fraction because those are both shadows. 16 was the height of the giraffe, and I'm trying to find the height of the statue, so that would be one of the top numbers. So now I have that set up, I can cross multiply and solve for that. I'll let you do the solving part. So now looking at number 19, it says the ratio of people eating popcorn to those not eating popcorn is 2 to 3. Let the C out of the word popcorn. So that's a ratio of 2 to 3, right? Notice that neither of those numbers is the total number of people at the movie. Like, this could have been phrased differently. It could have said 2 out of 5 people at the movies are eating popcorn. Or 3 out of 5 people at the movies are not eating popcorn. Where am I getting this 5 from? There's no 5 in the problem. Where did I get it? You've got to pay attention to this. See number 20. Where did I get the 5 in this problem? Just because I'm creating a video for my online students doesn't mean I don't want my in-class students to participate. Where did I get the 5 in this problem? So out of every 5 people at the movie theater, 2 are eating popcorn and 3 are not. So that's a total of 5 people at the movie. So if I went in a theater and I counted out 5 people, this ratio is saying that 2 of them will be eating popcorn and 3 of them will not. And that may not be true. You might find 5 people where all 5 of them are eating popcorn, or 5 people where all 5 of them are not eating popcorn. But in general, if you did it over and over with groups of 5 people, you should get this ratio if they have proof that this ratio is correct, right? But what I'm saying is, instead of using 2/3 as our ratio, we want to know how many people are eating popcorn. So that's actually 2 out of 5 people in the theater, right? 2 people out of 5 are eating popcorn. So instead of using our 2 to 3, we're using 2 to 5 because we thought through that and added the 2 and 3 together. So how many people out of 170 will be eating popcorn? Well, there's my proportion problem. I cross multiply and I solve to find x. Okay, hopefully that helps. We did a few problems together so you can get a head start on that review assignment. Make sure you do the review before you take the quiz.